Hello all you hardcores out there, how you doing? I hope you're okay. I wasn't going to do a video today because I just had a bit of an incident, but I'm alright. I'm more bothered about my glasses, to be honest. Probably going to have to take them to opticians. Anyway, I'll plod on. Oh, it's stinging. Right, busy weekend in boxing. As you know, Rocky Fielding, bless him, he got beat. I had him down to lose by KO early doors, and he did. I don't take any satisfaction from that. All I do is give a prediction. It's very rare you can get the exact round, and I don't like betting against British kids, but it was what it was, wasn't it? And Rocky, it was Rocky Fielding's best win. It goes back to the old saying, doesn't it? Who was Liam Smith's best win? What are Rocky Fielding and Liam Smith doing in the same ring as Canelo? Now, I'd like to think that Liam Smith's a bit better than Rocky Fielding. If they fought, I think Liam would beat him, even though he's a smaller guy. But you know, you're going to fight Canelo in America, and it is what it is. It was what it was, like I've just said. So I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but I'm going to go through. We'll go through what's happened at the weekend. We'll go back to. Let's have a look. We'll go back to starting off to Ryan Garcia. He blasted out that Prolio Rodriguez 5 rounds. I like Ryan Garcia, and it's onwards and upwards for him. So stinging that. Saddam Ali, he won on points against Herrera. I know he beat him, but I also fancied Herrera to surprise odds, and he didn't. So Tevin Farmer won against Fonseca. So that was a good bet, wasn't it? If you had it, I think somebody who I know had that bet. I'm trying to think who it were now. Rocky Fielding. Getting back to Rocky Fielding, right? What has Rocky Fielding done to fight him now? I don't know. Has Rocky Fielding won a European title? I think he has, hasn't he? Has he won a European title? Let's have a look. Let's go through and have a look at the odds. Not the odds. The statistics. Rocky Fielding, for those of you who don't know, his real name's Michael. Rocky Fielding box rec. Right, what I'm going to do now, have a look on here when it comes through. Here we go. Michael Fielding. Right, Rocky Fielding has never won a title above British level, right? So, too many people. Now, if you remember, Rocky Fielding came on the scene as... He came on the scene as... wasn't he in the Prize Fighter? He was in Prize Fighter, wasn't he? Yeah, he came on the scene in Prize Fighter, didn't he? He was 3-0, and then he went in Prize Fighter, so that's how he came onto the scene. And then obviously Eddie Hearn signed him because he went on Prize Fighter. And then if you work through Rocky Fielding's record, he's fighting guys 3-28, 2-4. You know, he fought in Prize Fighter. They all had winning records, so that's good. You know, Jamie Ambler, 47, you know, losses, 9 wins, but fighting Jamie Ambler, it's not going to prepare you for Canelo, is it? Jamie Ambler's career is 12, 72 and 2. But if you go through it all, now Jamie Ambler, if I remember, he fought Paul Smith, didn't he? Paul Smith went to points with Jamie Ambler. Now, after Jamie Ambler, Paul Smith fought David Sarabia, and then he fought Arthur Abraham twice, and then Ward. Now, what it is, that there's a jump. What you've got now, you've got a jump with guys going from they're winning a British title, and then all of a sudden they're getting these rankings. They're getting world ranked. Now when you're world ranked in top 15, now I know how it works because I've been out for dinners with IBF. I know how the system works. I sit and I listen, I take it all in. I'm not going to repeat things that I've seen and heard, but I know how it goes on. You know, I've also been out for meals with Commonwealth people. I drink with them, and I've been sat with WBA guys, and I've had a meal with a guy who's from who's close at WBC, and there's a gap. What you've got now is a gap, and people are not filling this gap. Now, that's my opinion. Let's go back to Rocky Fielding, shall we? Right, Rocky Fielding. Now, Rocky Fielding. I look at Rocky Fielding, and you know, you get people like Ultra Tech Sports Raw. He called it correct, didn't he? Ultra. He got it right. What is going on now? Rocky Fielding, he won an English title against Carl Dilks. Then he defended it. Then he won a Commonwealth a few fights down. Defended it a couple of times. Then he won an Intercontinental. Then a WBC International. Then a WBC Silver. WBC International again. I don't see any bridging from the British to these Intercontinentals to jumping in at world level. Now, I don't call Zuga world level. He beat Paul Smith. Does that make him world level? No, 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 no. Not in Uncle Porky's book it done, but then again, look at me. I'm not exactly journeyman level, am I? But, you know, it's one of them things, isn't it? But, Rocky Fielding, he beat Zuga, didn't he? Then he's defended his belt against Alvarez. He should not even be in the same arena as Alvarez. All those people around Jamie Moore and all them, you've got to say that they were all gassing them, weren't they? Eddie Hearn, he's big, he's got a longer reach. I think we heard all that about Kell Brook when he was fighting Triple G. Eddie Hearn's got a fight to sell, hasn't he? Eddie Hearn's got a fight to sell. Eddie Hearn thinks that money solves everything. Now you've got Eddie Hearn's running about saying that Rocky Fielding has got a 7-figure payday. Yeah, he got $1 million, didn't he? But what did Canelo get? And he was challenger. Now, has there anything gone under the table? Because when you've got a guy with the belt going abroad and defending his world title, when you've got that with a belt that basically, I mean, come on, Zuga. He beats Zuga and he's classed as a world champion. I don't get this, mate. How many world champions has Rocky Fielding beat? He beat Zuga, didn't he? That's it. That's his win, isn't it? But his best win before that's Rabrasi. Callum Smith iced him in a round. John Ryder beat him. He didn't get the decision. John Ryder against Rocky Fielding will happen again after John Ryder's had a little do with Canelo. But who's to say that Eddie Hearn isn't going to be in the background trying to free that belt up so that Rocky and John Ryder can have a little tete-a-tete for it? Because if you're with the right promoter, you can end up being a world champion. Now look at Errol Graham. He could have turned all these on their head. He never won a world title. You've got to be with the right person. Johnny Nelson won a world title. Oh my God. But Callum Smith beats all these, doesn't he? Beats all of them. Nah. But who's Callum Smith's best win? Shot to bits George Groves. Well, half shot, I'd say. Injured, it's more like the word. Shot's a bit hard because George Groves, if he didn't have that injury, I think he'd have done a lot better. But I think he got greedy and he gambled and he got caught, just like he did with Farce. Farce were patient in the rematch. Callum Smith were very patient. But getting back to this, Rocky Fielding, well, you've got a world champion there going and defending his belt abroad for, well, it were a pittance at the side of Canelo, wasn't it? But Rocky Fielding doesn't sell a ticket, does he? He can't even sell. Probably get some right stick on here off you, like, aren't I? I'll get some right stick doing this. No, I couldn't get out of it. Sometimes in life things happen, don't they? Should watch where I was walking, shouldn't I? Walking into walls. But getting back to this, I'm gutted for Rocky Fielding, but I can't be that bad because I bet against him, didn't I? Can't be that good. I bet against him, but Eddie earns it. I don't want to hear "Dare to be great." I don't want to hear it. Dare to be great. Sooner or later, I mean, he's had his ribs broken, or fractured, 3 fractured ribs. Sooner or later, somebody's going to get hurt. Now, when you've got people, Frampton, Jamie Moore, that kid from Hull, Tommy Coyle. These are people that I admire. I'm a massive Jamie Moore fan. There's pictures. There's a picture in my home. I've got pictures of me and Jamie Moore with Robin Reid in my house. I like him. I think Jamie Moore's a fantastic pundit. People are going to question him as a trainer now. Is it going to be the graveyard? You know, you win that award, don't you? Trainer at year, and then year after, do you get a spring in your step and start taking risky fights? Joe Gallagher was trainer at year 2015, and then after that it was downhill for him for a while, wasn't it? Same as Freddie Roach, he won it, didn't it? Then it was downhill. But you know, I have a bad taste in my mouth about the Rocky Fielding affair. I have a bad taste in my mouth about it. I mean, he's fighting a guy, right, in March this year, Rocky Fielding, right? He's fighting in March against Karol Horschek, 11-7-3. He's got 11 wins out of 21 fights. And the guy's punching power is 38%, right? Rocky Fielding went to points with him. We're talking Canelo Alvarez, who took Triple G's best shots. Now, when you're putting a bet on out like this, you think Canelo has been 24 rounds with Golovkin, and Golovkin couldn't stop him. So Rocky Fielding's fighting him. So let's computerise it. Let's just computerise it. Rocky Fielding is going in with a guy who's gone 24 rounds with the biggest puncher in middleweight history, bigger than Hagler even. And this kid has took 24 rounds of digs off Golovkin, not hit the deck once, not even been in trouble. But they're going to send Rocky Fielding in, Rocky from Stocky. They're going to send him in to America as the champion with the poor man's wage, with a poor split. Right, he's going to fight Canelo on DAZN, because don't forget, if Canelo fights, he needs a belt, doesn't he? Now what you're going to get now with Canelo, you're going to get him milking that belt at 164 like he did with the middleweight belt at 155. He's probably going to be under £1 over light middle, so you're probably going to have Canelo defending the belt at 161. Don't be surprised if that happens. Remember, boxing goes in, the landscape changes quickly, but it goes in patterns, and it's all recycled BS. Normally I would have said bull, but I call it BS now because people are watching from afar. Watching indeed. But yeah, so I don't know what to say. I've only seen one interview from Eddie, and I don't want to hear it. I think we're hearing a pattern now, aren't we? It's a pattern. But but what can you do? So let me get off this Rocky Fielding thing here and go back to where I were. Right, Rocky Fielding, we've done that one. Dennis Hogan, Bilak, Akawa, Artem Dalakian get big wins. Not interested in them. Heard Charlo unification in 2019 if they beat Williams and Harrison. I'd be interested in that. I'd like to see I'd like to see one man holding the belts. I'd like it to just go back to olden days. One person champion and everybody else a contender. Instead of all this, he's a champion, he's a champion, he's a champion. I think we've got to the stage now where belts don't mean anything. Go look at Ryan Rhodes, never won a world title, but he'd be pound for pound today, wouldn't he? I'm not saying that because I'm a fan of his and I know him. No, I've gone off all these belts now. Serefa says I should have let my hands go when I fought Kell Brook. When Kell was hurt. Well, you should have done, mate. It's no good coulda, woulda, shoulda. Katie Taylor proves too much for Eva Wallstrom. Well, we know what's going on there, don't we? Tevin Farmer decisions Fonseca, we know about that. Saddam Ali won. Canelo demolishes Fielding, yeah, we know about that. De La Hoya says, Oscar, good old Oscar De La Hoya, how would we cope without him? Canelo can fight at 160 or 168. Well look, why don't you put Canelo in with Callum Smith and be brave? I'm sure Eddie will get it on at Anfield and it'll be a sellout. Could do stacked cards. What do you reckon? The old stacked cards. I'm going off Oscar De La Hoya, to be honest. I've seen photos actually of Oscar De La Hoya. Somebody showed me these photos. They're not the ones that you've seen with fishnets. These are a bit more compromising. Let's hope they come out one day, eh? Because he'll be for high jump. People will look at Oscar De La Hoya a little bit differently, and they want mocked up photos. The guy who showed me him is a good pal of a friend of mine's. Each to their own, innit? I mean, how can I say anything with I've conducted my life in past, but I don't like that, Oscar. Saddam Ali, I didn't look good. Herrera made me look terrible. Alright, mate. Well, I think that Herrera's alright, me. Ryan Garcia wanted to show that I can fight, that I'm for real. I rate him. Munguiai signs with Golden Boy and DAZN. Will fight. He know you. Eddie Hearn's exclusive deal with DAZN. Eddie Hearn. Thought he had it exclusive, didn't he? He hadn't, but he's got to wait with Golden Boy. So good luck to him. I'm hearing that Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn are like that at the moment. They both need each other, don't they? Bernard Hopkins reacts to Canelo's KO of Fielding. I don't want to see that. Eddie Hearn reacts to Canelo's KO of Fielding. I don't want to see that either. I've already seen one little thing on IFL and I had to turn it off after a few minutes. Anthony Joshua speaks to Fielding following KO loss. Wow. Pep talk from Anthony Joshua. The man who won't go near Wilder or Tyson Fury. I'm sure that's all he needs. You know, it'll be usual, you'll come back and setbacks make the way for comebacks, you know, all that load of nonsense. David Benavidez, I know I have what it takes to beat Canelo. Well, you might fight Canelo, but you might find that you might have to come down in weight because they'll want every advantage. Canelo's where the money goes. Nobody is going to rock Canelo's boat. They can control all the divisions. Have you noticed since they had that spat, little tete-a-tete with the WBC, how Canelo is now a WBA man? You notice that? They never had time for WBA last year, did they? Or 2 years ago. He ain't had no time for WBO, did he? When he beat Liam Smith, what happened to that belt? Do you know what I mean? look, they're going to go where money does. It's business, isn't it? This is something that I have a problem with. You know, it's very easy for me to fall out with people who I'm close to. You know, boxing's a business, and I don't like some of the things I see. Now, I get people who are in the industry ringing me up and they say, do you know what, Russ? I love what you do on your channel. And I had a call from somebody the other day and I was like, wow. And I said, well, why don't you ever say anything like what I say? And he said, well, we can't, can we? I said, alright. You know, but, you know, you have to be careful of what you see, what you say, but, you know, I'm pretty fearless. I'm not really bothered about many things in life. You've done as much bird of that as I've done. Not much can bother you, but you know, there's a few little things that go on and on outside of boxing, and I'm sure it'll all get sorted. But anyway, here we are, glasses scratched, head split open, but we're soldiering on. Mares calls Gary Russell best at 126 over Santa Cruz, Frampton. I don't think that. I think Frampton and I think Warrington beat Gary Russell. That's my opinion. Artem Dalakian looks to bigger things after KO of LeBron. I don't rate him, and I don't rate LeBron. Manny Pacquiao gives away 2,000 bags of groceries. I like him, Manny Pacquiao. He's got a big heart. Good old Manny Pacquiao. Rocky Fielding, speed, timing, power. Canelo has everything. Well, if you put him in with Callum Smith, he wouldn't say that, Canelo, would he? And Rocky wouldn't say that either, but because he's been in there with him and he's jumped from fighting your Christopher Abrasas to Canelo. What sort of preparation is that? I think Canelo's beatable. I think Liam Smith had little bits of success in the fight, but he couldn't sustain it because they're having big jumps. I mean, whatever happened to days when people were hovering about Euro level? Whatever happened to that? Why don't people learn the trade properly? Go and look at Henry Cooper's record before he started going for big fights. Then you've got to learn your trade, haven't you? You've got to learn your trade. De La Hoya, everyone, even Joshua, wants to fight Canelo. What is he talking about him? Why would Joshua be fighting Canelo like middleweight? Crazy. We knew Rocky Fielding was weak to the body. No, you didn't. You just knew that Rocky Fielding had been... Canelo says we knew Rocky Fielding was weak to the body. No, you didn't. You don't just decide somebody's weak to the body. No, you don't. Rocky had never been down from a body shot. I think Callum Smith took him out with a headshot, didn't he? Well, I'm not sure. Maybe he might have looked at that fight, but as far as I'm concerned, Rocky Fielding was just out of his depth. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Paul Smith against Andre Ward. It reminded me of Gavin Rees against Adrian Broner. It reminded me of Brian the Lion Rose against Demetrius Andrade. It reminded me of Lee Purdy against Devin Alexander. Do you know all them fights? And I could go on with a lot more. All them fights were all put on by Eduardo Hearn, sending guys over to America. Dare to be great. Dare to be great. What's Lee Purdy doing now? What's Gavin Rees doing now? What's Paul Smith doing now? What's Rocky Fielding going to do now? The list goes on and on and on. Do you know what I mean? Joshua, I'm hungry to be undisputed, so I am begging Wilder. Oh God. Begging him? Why didn't you want to fight Wilder a couple of months ago? 50 million were on the table. And you're begging now, aren't you? The night Canelo and DAZN took over New York. Let's see who's wrote this, shall we? Let's have a little look. Corey Erdman and Eddie Hearn, man. God, unbelievable. I'm not even going to read it. I'm not even going to read it. Jarrell Miller, sooner or later I'll punch Joshua in the face. Oh. Has a seed been planted? Could it be Miller? Miller. Pulev. White. Who's it going to be? Miller, Pulev or White for April? What about Fury or Wilder? It's not going to be Fury or Wilder, is it? Hey, let me just reset this for part 2.